Can you guys hear us loud and clear? Are you guys able to hear me?
All right, so we have the
Is there
joint.
any breakup before we start this live stream? I want to make sure you guys give us this feedback. I am going to be in front of the camera shortly. Okay, first thing I need to say, okay, to the 18 of you or 16 of you, first thing I want to say is I am using a wireless microphone. So is Oz, okay? You are not going to get a clear, amazing sound reproduction of what we are about to do. Okay, I want you guys to understand that first and foremost. Okay, it is a wireless microphone on our necks, so don't
Right.
expect audiophile grade performance of my system where you're going to be able to make out really accurately what is happening. Okay, so keep that in mind with this live stream. All right, guys. So the point here is what we're trying to do today is essentially we are going to be comparing my Kronos turntable right there, okay, against my Air Force 3 turntable. Oz, can you give my viewers a little more of a better explanation, more context as to like what we are comparing, like which arms or maybe cartridges? What is it that we're trying to do?
Absolutely. These are clearly two flagship level turntables. I've had the honor to work on for Jay, and I'm thrilled, and I can't wait to hear this comparison. These guys at retail might be in the same ballpark. If I'm not mistaken, the latest generation of the TECHDAS Air Force 3 is about $42,000 or $44,000. This is a slightly older edition of that table, but I'm actually quite impressed with it. Of course, I'm a big fan of the Kronos. I've originally worked on this table for Jay about a year ago, and I adore this turntable. What we have on the TECHDAS, though, is a 12-inch tone arm. So that table came furnished with a SME V512. And the cartridge on it is actually a Dynavector, the DRT XV1. Quite good, really, really good cartridge. But what we want to do today is compare this system, this ecosystem, if you will, which includes the Misonic Lab Signature Gold cartridge versus the TECHDAS with the SME tone arm and the Dynavector cartridge. And just compare and see what we think about it. At the end of the day, though, if we feel that the TECHDAS is at a disadvantage because of the potentially the better cartridge, then we're going to go ahead and dismount the Misonic Lab from the Kronos. We will, of course, have to remove the Kronos from that shelf and bring the TECHDAS on the same quality shelf, and then I'm going to install the Misonic Lab on that table and basically go through the whole process again, listening to the same 3 or 4 or 5 LPs, and hopefully taking very good and precise mental notes, and then we'll decide which is the victor here. It should be interesting, though. I can't wait.
So, Oz, can you go over perhaps what you think we're going to use for our music selection? You know this better than I
Yeah.
do. Select the albums. I like to have some
These
vocals.
three I'm very familiar with, Jay.
Okay.
We have the Durham Armor Trading, the latest reissue, which is fantastic. I'm a big fan of the Michael Hedges Aerial Boundaries. This is an original Windham Hill. Fantastic sound on that. And this is a sleeper. This is that label, audiophile label, American Gramophone. And this is a sampler, 45 RPM. It's little snippets of just really well-recorded music. So this is a good one, too. A lot of resolution, a lot of dynamic range, and sweetness of sound. So these are three great candidates. We could also try the Fleetwood Mac Rumors, the 45 RPM. Maybe
so.
we'll grab that.
I think so.
And throw that in the mix as well.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to sit down right now, folks. Okay. We are going to start with which one?
Let's start with the Joan Armor Trading.
Sure. We're going to
why
start
not?
with the Joan
Let's do
Armor
that.
Trading.
Yeah.
Okay. So Oz is going to get that set up.
I'm going to set that up.
And then we are going to listen. Okay. Again, keep in mind, please keep in mind that we are using wireless lavaliers on our shirts. You're not going to get a clear indication of everything that's going on in the room. So Oz and I are going to speak and see what we hear. Okay, we're going to share with you a live commentary of what we're hearing. Okay, we're going to start with the Kronos turntable. and join Arma Trading, and then we are going to follow with the next album and so forth until we feel we have a pretty good idea of how the system is sounding. Okay, once we do that, then we're going to go and switch over to the Air Force 3 turntable. You're gonna see us do something that we should not be doing, which is going to be a scary feeling for us, but we pretty much are doing this very improvised, okay? We didn't really have a deep, clear plan on what we were gonna do. All we know is we wanted to share with you a comparison between these two magnificent turntables, okay? And we're bringing you along for the ride. Once again, hit that like button, guys. Please hit the like button. Help us.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do it. I'm not sure about the input on your preamp.
Okay, no, so I think this is all good.
Yeah, we just skew it down and.
So what we will do is, let me just make sure.
Yeah, make sure you're in the right input.
That I am in the right. Okay, so we should be input number 3 on the commander.
Okay.
And we're gonna start right now listening to the system, okay? Now the amplifier, in case you need to know, is the Apex, the Griffin Apex. And it's been on for about 2 hours. The Commander preamplifier, it's been on for about 2 hours. The turntable has been on for more than that. Okay, so we're gonna listen to strictly vinyl. Remember that.
Okay, here we
so
go.
I hope you guys can enjoy this presentation.
You want to take the main chair?
Sure, I'm gonna take the middle.
Yep. Almost my water. Crank it up, baby.
And if you do you have a sound decibel meter there also, we can have an idea of how loud
Sure.
we're listening. There you go. The beautiful musical feeling here. Beautiful.
All the feeling
Here we are.
when you're reeling. You start life thinking you're number one. Down to zero with that word. Leaving for another one. Now you walk with your feet back on the ground. Down to the ground. Down to the ground.
84 decibels average, FYI. 84.
Down to the ground, down to the ground. Brand new dandy, first class 60 love. Walks to the crowd, takes your man, sends you rushing to the mirror. Push your eyebrows and say, there's more beauty in you than anyone.
So pretty.
I remember from walk sand beside you. More to your heel like the waves come rushing.
84 decibels.
Worry from your head,
Good.
but then again, she put trouble in your heart instead. When you fall down to the ground,
Yeah.
down to the ground,
Massive sound.
you know how it is. Still won't cry when you're thinking of your mother's only son. Took to your bed, you said this piece and sleep, but you dream of love instead.
Initial impressions for you?
This sound I always remember. Yeah.
Dynamic,
musical, sweet.
Yeah, sweet.
Controlled, very controlled.
Oh, when you fall at my door.
Fabulous. Absolutely.
It's so engaging, so pure.
And the attacks are just so strong, you know.
You step lightly, thinking you're number one. Down to zero with a word, leaving for another one. Now you want to get back on the ground. Down to the ground, down to the ground.
Amazing. It's just so pretty sounding.
Down to the ground, down to the ground. You know how it is. Still won't crying when you're thinking your mother's only son.
Vocals are just
Took to your bed,
right center.
you said this piece and
beautiful, hanging in the air. And it's, again, there. This harmonic tone, there's nothing analytical about the system.
Pure analog magic, guys. I wish you were here.
How is it now, guys? I turned down the microphone so you guys can get a better feel. Tell us, do you hear any clipping? I don't see any clipping on this end.
Hold up, you're trying to sort out your mind.
Perfect. Thank you for the feedback, folks. We rely on you for feedback as far as microphone clipping, okay? So, perfect. Appreciate your feedback as always. So the Wilsons are approximately 11 feet away. Great. Can you please hit the like button? Trying to do the best I can on the live stream. That's all I need is your support. Hit the like button, please. People are
Shall we
liking.
switch albums?
Okay, let's switch.
All right.
Thank you, okay? We're trying to make sure the microphone doesn't clip. We're doing the best we can. I already muted it, so you can go ahead and remove it.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you.
So I rely on you to let me know if it's clipping, okay? So bear with us. It's a very improvised scenario we got going on. We're trying to make sure you get a feel for the music, okay? At least as best as possible. And also that we don't have any microphone clipping when we speak into the mic. Ideally, we want to let you hear the music in the background, get a feel for the music, and our voice be clear over it so that you can hear us give a live commentary here, okay? So that's the goal. So again, bear with us. We have to adjust the microphones based on the feedback, okay? So what are we going to play now, Oz?
Aerial Boundaries. Michael Hedges.
Michael Hedges,
Yeah.
okay. So we're going to do Michael Hedges, Aerial Boundaries, which is a great recording that you introduced me to.
Yep.
That's amazing. That's one of the best recordings. In case you must know, we are approximately doing, I think it's 84 decibels, average decibels, okay?
Yeah.
That's what we want to be at. Hopefully it's not hurting the microphone, okay? But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing, 80 to 84 decibels, okay? We want to try to stay consistent though, because when we remove the Kronos and he installs the Air Force, which I've never heard, by the way, we want to be able to have more or less as close as possible when it comes to volume levels, level matched, okay? The volumes need to be level matched. You ready?
We are ready.
Okay.
Let me cue down the needle. Yeah.
Here we go.
Here we go. Wow.
Peaks of 100 decibels right now.
We're hitting 100.
Peaks of 100 decibels right now. So what am I hearing? Go ahead, you want to start? Tell people what you're hearing. No, your impressions of the system.
Oh, the system. Well, we're listening to the Kronos turntable, the limited edition, with the Mixonic Lab Signature Gold cartridge, $9,000 cartridge, fantastic. Through the Boulder 2800 phono stage, and then over to the Commander, correct? And then over to the Griffon Apex. amplifier, and of course the speakers are the Wilson Audio Chronosonic. Yeah.
What's your evaluation? What are you hearing right now in the presentation? Give people some context.
As before, as with the dual number training, a great sense of being enveloped in the soundstage, like I'm able to step into this soundstage, and it's really coming around even like behind our heads, especially with a recording like this. It's engulfing us into the soundstage, which is really wonderful and different. You know, you don't get this with any old system. The system is basically, the turntable is unfeathered by the amount of sound that's coming out of the speakers. It's very sure-footed. This is loud, and table don't care.
You said something very interesting. You said this is loud. I agree, but it doesn't feel loud because
Correct.
it's so engaging.
Yes,
It's so beautiful that it doesn't feel loud
correct.
at all. It does not feel loud at all. Although the microphone is saying it's really high up there.
Yeah. That's to me a big difference between analog at this level and most digital.
Yeah, see the guitar, the strings on the
Yeah.
guitar feel dense,
Right.
so focused and articulate,
Yes.
separated.
It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain.
I'm trying to, and I'm gonna get to my viewers soon. See, that mid bass is just beautiful mid bass.
Yes.
Beautiful mid bass.
Wow. If this were playing this loud through most digital, we would be wincing our eyes.
I can see that.
It's more of an attack in your eardrums. This is, it's weird. It's so different. It's a whole different thing.
I agree with you. Okay,
Beautiful.
go ahead and let people hear, let them know what you heard real quick. So, as far as like, maybe they couldn't hear you because of the music, but go ahead and articulate a little
I
more.
wouldn't be surprised.
Tell them what you heard.
Again, I feel like I'm engulfed in the soundstage with the turntable, with the analog, with the Kronos, with the setup. Even though we're playing it at a loud level, it doesn't feel like it's an attack on the eardrum. It's kind of strange.
Bingo.
The dynamics are there, the information is there, but it's being fed into the sound. It's like we're stepping into the sound stage and we're as one with, and we're being engulfed by the sound stage. But nothing is really attacking my ear, even though we're playing it loud, believe me, playing it loud, and it's not at all offending. It's just enriching, and it is, I don't know. In a way, I'm out of words. It's hard to describe because I wish they were here experiencing what we're experiencing, and I know it's not coming through well enough through these lavaliers, you know.
I'm going to give you a perfect example of what it feels like, okay? It feels as if, and I'm not going to say this happens with every single record, okay? Because that's false, okay? There are situations in which it's a close call. Perfect example, he was here months back. We did the Adele album. Digital and vinyl they're basically almost the same. I mean, it was really difficult, okay? However, with this particular album, as an example, okay, it feels as if when you play the digital version, think of it like this. Someone taps you on the shoulder. So that's the digital version. Somebody's tapping you. With the analog, someone's doing this. Hey, see, it's more dense, more impactful, as opposed to doing this on your shoulder. That's the best way I can give you. That's the best explanation I can give you. It really feels just more like there is more body. There is more meat on the bones. There is more of an organic feeling. If you're wondering, organic, well, think of it as the instruments having more weight.
That's it.
Weight. You understand me? Instead of you picking up cotton, you're picking up a dumbbell. There's more body, much more of a concrete feeling to the music, okay? And mind you, this is with this album. Again, a lot of it is album dependent.
Yeah.
For the most part, though, we can all agree that vinyl is always going to sound better. I'll say 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
I made a video about this.
Yeah.
Some albums, not so much. I think the digital is right there, okay? But also, it speaks about the quality of the recording. Maybe it was a digital that was transferred over to vinyl, and it just made
And something like the Adele could be, in fact, a digital recording, and it's a record that was cut from a digital file, and furthermore, perhaps it's more compressed, so it sounds more compressed than the native digital FLAC file that you might download or whatever, or stream.
that.
So we got to be very careful with mastering. It's so important with vinyl.
Speaking of that, you know what we could do, Oz, is perhaps, since we know the Adele through the Kronos sounded the same, is it going to be the same with the Air Force?
It might be completely different.
Is the Air Force going to allow us to hear the difference between analog and digital? That's going to be an interesting one, right? But however, to be fair, last time we did that comparison, I did not have the Lampensator Horizon.
Oh, no?
I believe it had the MSB Select.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
When we did that comparison,
Yeah.
I think that was my DAC at that point in time.
Okay.
So I didn't have the Lampensator Horizon DAC, which could change.
And that was also pretty early on. You didn't have nearly as many hours on the cartridge.
And I don't think I had this baby.
No,
this
you
bad
did
boy.
not have this amplifier. So
I didn't have this bad, but I had both, which bowlers were great, by the way.
Yeah.
Top level.
No, that's right. You had the monoblocks.
Top level amplification. So I'm going to walk over there. I'm going to answer some questions to see if anybody has a question.
Yeah.
We're going to pause real quick. Let me go.
Okay.
Read your questions, okay? And see if you have any questions for Oz or myself.
How many more albums or tracks that you want to do before I start
I
switching?
think we could do. I think we can do 2, 3 more, maybe quick. Or
Okay. Okay, cool. I'll queue up the
we
next
have,
one while you answer questions.
65 people right now. Let's see what people are. Okay, guys, do you have any questions so far? Can you guys hear us loud and clear? Is there any clipping? Is there anything that's bugging you on that end as far as the sound? Let us know right now. I can make the adjustments right now on the microphones. If you feel there is something that isn't working right, as far as maybe the microphone clipping,
What else you have here?
can you let us know right now? Oh, let's do the Fleetwood, right? Fleetwood Mac?
Okay,
We did
yeah,
do
sure.
Fleetwood.
You have a track in particular, Jay, that you like?
Whichever, the Dreams,
Okay.
that is it? Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's fine. Hit that like button, folks. 65 of you. I'd like to see 100 at least, but I need those likes to go up to call on more people. Okay, what are the, if people want to know, the twin arms and cartridges?
Okay, the tone arm on the Kronos is actually I think it's called the Kronos Black.
Black Magic or something? No, Black
It's
something?
Black Widow, Black
Widow, I think
I
it
think
is.
that may be it. I'm
Yes.
sorry. It's one of the original tone arms. So that's the tone arm on the Kronos turntable, and the cartridge is the Masonic Lab gold signature. On the TECHDAS Air Force 3, we have a 12-inch SME5 tone arm, and the cartridge installed is a Dynavector DRT XV1. So that's that cartridge.
There you go. So now you know. And we are going to do Fleetwood Mac, which is a 45 RPM album.
Correct.
Actually sounds pretty damn impressive, if I'm being honest here. And we're going to check out that album with the Kronos. Okay? And let me see. Anything?
At some point, just to clarify, even if it's not part of the live feed, for our own edification, I will want to mount that same cartridge on the TECHDAS turntable, because honestly, that's really the only way that we can then compare turntable versus turntable. We'll still have a variable, which is the tone arm. We still have different tone arms. There's nothing we can really do about that. But I'm highly curious to hear that TECHDAS with the same cartridge, basically, as what's on the Kronos. It's really the fairest way to assess what this table brings into the fight.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So we're going to hear Fleetwood Mac, 45 RPM album right now. Again, the average levels are 80 to 84 decibel, depending on the track that we're playing. So you have an idea. We do hit 100 decibel peaks.
Yeah, we were.
We want to make sure you guys are getting the best possible audio. Remember, we are using wireless lavaliers, so there is going to be a compromise. But the
Yeah.
goal here is for you all to hear us give our commentary, and of course to hear at least, for you guys to hear at least some of the music we're playing. Okay, this has never been done by me before. First time doing this, but I figure it would be a fun experience for all of you. And remember, you will be seeing when we switch over to the Air Force 3 here. Okay, he is the turntable guy for me. Oz, if you have not seen his channel, I'm gonna suggest that you go to Let There Be Sound.
Yeah.
Is the name of his YouTube channel. Okay, he's got a lot of great content on his YouTube channel. So please follow him, subscribe to his channel. Let There Be Sound is the name
Also,
of his
the name
channel.
of my business. I have a high-end store called Let There Be Sound. So I'm a two-channel specialist and turntable specialist. So if anyone has any questions about turntables, I'm the guy.
This is the guy you reach out
Yeah.
to. Let There Be Sound. Look him up on Google, and he's the guy that can help you with your turntable experience. It's the only guy that I go to when I need something done. As you know, I am not exactly I don't have exactly the most gentle hands. So when it comes to setting up turntables, I think it's crucial to have someone who has that gentle touch to be able to set up all of this. Okay, I am, as you know, more about the massiveness of the Griffin there and the massive Chronosonic XVXs. That's more my cup of tea. Okay, I'm more about the huge components that are just menacing in the room. That's my thing. Anyway,
Okay, Jay,
ready?
We're ready to
All right,
go.
guys.
If,
We're
if
going to
you
give you
have to
feedback.
unmute the preamp. You wanted Dreams, right?
Yeah, we're going to hear Dreams, Fleetwood Mac, 45 RPM album.
Okay, I don't know if I have to start it a little before. Check that out and see.
Wow. 'No brightness.
No.
No brightness of any kind. Let me see the.
And what you love, and what you have, and what you love. Thunder only happens when it's raining.
Wow.
Players only love you when they're playing.
90 decibels average.
They will come and they will go.
88.
When the rain
88
washes
decibels average decibels.
you know,
Okay, 87 decibels, average decibel levels.
Now here I go again. I see the crystal
I'm hearing something very interesting right now.
Which is?
I feel like I can make out the space of the venue, the actual size of the venue.
Amazing.
Wow.
I've never heard it this good.
What you love, what you have, oh, what you love.
Wow.
Happens when it's raining.
It's incredible, Jay.
It's just so engaging.
Players only love you when they're playing. When they will come and they will
Digital still has ways to go.
I think so, bro.
Digital still has ways to
when
go.
the rain washes you
No doubt.
Oh, thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing. They win, they will come and they will go. When the rain washes you clean, you know. You know. You will know.
Well,
Bravo. That is incredible. Really, really something. I'm really concerned for the tech.
I am actually concerned with that
Yeah.
Air Force 3 as well.
Well,
But again, I'm not gonna knock it. It's still what, a $40,000 turntable when it came
yeah,
out.
yeah.
So the cool thing about them is they're not current, right?
Yeah.
They're not their current. Neither one of
That's
them are.
before the arm. That table
So
was
that
about
is-
40 grand without an arm.
So that is more expensive than the Kronos.
Potentially, yeah. Because I think that arm is like 8K, if I'm not mistaken,
Right.
maybe.
So that is going to be quite interesting
Yeah,
then,
I
because
know.
now I'm thinking how close or how different it will be.
Yeah.
Remember, we're not going to give you the verdict until he does the cartridge swap. Okay, so we got to keep it.
Yeah, that will be the final.
That will be the
verdict,
final.
Yeah.
So we're going to hear it with that $1,500 cartridge first, right? To have an idea.
No, that's actually better than that. That's like a $6,000 car.
$6,000?
Oh, yeah, that's not a.
Oh, I thought
that's
it
not
was-
chopped liver. No, that's a good one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, that's a good one.
So you heard what on this with this song?
You're thinking the second Dynavector
Oh,
that you inherited
that's-
in the deal. But if we were to mount a second tone arm, that was a cheaper Dynavector. This is a good one. It's a slightly older one, but it's still like at least $6,500 cartridge.
So tell me what you heard with this song.
Man, that's awesome dynamic range.
Yep.
The warmth of the sounds, the size of the scale of the instruments. I don't think I've ever heard Mick Fleetwood's drumming that clear and precise, and the dynamic envelope is all there. The top end is never harsh. It's very extended.
Agreed. Yeah.
And just kind of keeps going.
Agreed.
And that's wonderful.
I heard the size of the venue, meaning I almost felt like the room. I can make out that we're in a room somewhere, because you can pick up a little bit of the echo perhaps in the room where they were. You hear it because I know there's no echo in my room. Let me tell you, there's no echo here. The harmonic tones on that top end that you mentioned, which is it's just impossible to make the system get in your face, make you run out of the room, make you feel like you're fatigued. And by the way, the harder I press the volume button to go up, the more I'm like, is it going up in volume? It doesn't feel as if the system is getting louder.
Yeah.
It's a funny feeling.
It's funny.
You push up,
Yeah.
and it sounds better and better and better
Right.
and better and better. That's all it feels like.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it's louder. It feels like it's better because
Yeah.
clearly as you give it more gas, more volume, there's going to be more bass, right? Much more impact because it's getting louder, but you don't get the feeling of more decibels. You get the feeling of more presence as you go up louder, right?
I agree 100%.
That's really what happens here. And I'm so used to this record and this song that I'm able to say that I don't think I've heard it like this through digital. And I've had a lot of different DACs. I haven't had like the top elite, of course. Like I haven't had a Wadax, but I've had the MSB Select 2, which is arguably one of the best DACs in the world today. And I just don't recall the system doing what it does with a obsolete Kronos turntable, which still sounds phenomenal.
Yeah, it still does.
And I want to say this to you guys. I want to say something. We're using on balance RCA cables that are not of the greatest top-end quality, like the XLRs that I typically use on the back of my DACs. And obviously the USB cable that I use with a music server. I'm using an old Wire World on balance set of cables to go from the Kronos into the back of the 2008 Phono stage from Boulder, okay? And also the XLRs that are going from the Phono stage on the floor all the way to the front of the room that plug into the back of my Commander are of my cable line authentic audio images. And I did not select the top end cable because of the expense, right? It's a long cable, so I used the entry model. And so what I'm trying to say is I don't even use my top of the line XLRs either to go from my phono stage all the way to my preamp, and yet I'm hearing incredible things.
And you probably don't even have top of the line power cords neither.
Yeah, I don't have top of the line power cords either. This is almost, think of it like this.
Yeah.
I bought the 2008 phono
up
stage,
the
which
needle.
is an old phono stage from Boulder. This is like 15 to 20 years old. Okay.
Yes, at
The
least.
replacement, I believe, is called the 2108.
Yeah, and this is the 2008, correct?
Right.
I think I misspoke earlier. I think I called it a 2800. I
Yeah, so
apologize.
the 2008 phono
Yeah.
stage from Boulder, which can be had for like $10,000-$12,000 on the used market, right? And the Kronos, which is, of course, the first version of this Kronos turntable. I think
yeah.
they're like, what, 3 generations now?
It's this is like at least 2 generations old.
right, so-
not only that, the arm has been greatly improved. When I spoke to the owner of Kronos, he was telling me, man, if he gets into this, tell him he needs to upgrade that arm.
Yeah, I
It's
bet.
supposed to be a huge leap forward.
But see,
Yeah.
the thing is, what's interesting is, even in its current state,
No,
which is essentially
dude.
the only thing I've done to that Kronos turntable is buy a killer cartridge.
Yeah.
Everything else is pretty
Yeah.
much what it comes with.
Yeah,
Stock
yeah.
power cord, stock arm,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And yet, I'm able to say that I still feel that the performance is superior
Yeah. I
without
agree.
trying hard.
No,
just
but-
setting it on. It's got an
Yeah, it's
audiophile
a
great
great-
stand.
yeah, audiophile great
and all of
stand.
that. But I mean, I got a stock power cord, like I said. I got entry level cables from my cable line, and I am just still like, imagine if I were to do what you said.
Right.
Went after the better, arm. Went after the better cables, and whatever other tweaks we can
There's
do.
so many more things that we could be doing.
Right.
For example, here's another one. Your phono stage came with a fixed amount of loading plugs, if you will. The cards, we're limited. We only have what it came with.
Right.
And that's another factor.
Right. Okay.
Okay, when you have a turntable at this level and a phono stage at this level, it's not just the magic that the turntable produces. It's also about dialing in the electronics to cater to the turntable. And there's a thing called loading, and it's very important with moving coil cartridges. And you're to match or find by ear the loading that best fits the cartridge. So we haven't even gone that rabbit hole yet because we might be limited with what you have in the box,
Or clean the records with those degridders and all
That's
of that, which
true,
is supposed
right?
to even be better.
You were supposed to get one at some point.
I have two, and I haven't
You
even used. I have two degridders.
Yeah.
I have the MK1, which is up for sale.
Yeah.
And I have an MK2 seal. I never
Wow,
opened it.
that's crazy.
Okay, and they're sitting.
The only
and
cleaning we've done is use a carbon fiber brush.
isn't that stupid to hear that I haven't? And again, by the way, I have done this for a reason. If you must know, the reason why I haven't really gone as deep as you have suggested is because I wanted to make my turntable experience my go-to experience to not tinker with the system,
Yeah, that's
because
it.
I already
That's
tinker so much with my DACs and my music servers and the routers and the network
Yeah,
switch that to start on that same path
No,
here,
yeah.
I'll be here for months
Yeah.
and still only exploring with one environment. I could be here the rest of the year tinkering with a turntable and it'll never end.
Too many
thing.
variables. Too many variables.
So I decided to just stay to.
Listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It already sounds incredible. You want to just chill at the end of your day, and you put a record on, a little whatever you drink, and you're set. And it's magic.
Right.
I understand that feeling, absolutely.
So what's other song can we play through this?
Oh,
or do we
well.
want to change albums?
Okay, sure.
Okay, we're gonna change albums. Let me
Let's
see
change
what
albums.
people are saying.
Let's do another 45 RPM.
We're gonna do another 45 RPM.
Yeah, the
folks.
American Gramophone.
Let's
It's
see.
Fantastic.
98 of you, can we please get those thumbs up? Can we please hit the like button, folks? Really do appreciate
And maybe
your-
after that last one, we can do the turntable swap.
Yeah, we're gonna do the
Yeah, why
turntable
not?
swap after
I'm
that.
curious. I am dying.
Are you guys? Can you please hit the like button there when you have a moment? 104 of you are watching us. Only 59 likes. We got to get to 100 likes, please. 100 likes. Let's get up there in likes. It really helps my motivation to continue to do this type of content. Here and there.
All right.
Right. Remember, you are the driving force of this. You are.
Let's see.
I am willing to put in the work as long as I have those likes and those, those of you that hit that subscribe button too. Those of you who can subscribe would help tremendously too. Okay, so if you have any questions while Oz is doing that, I'm willing to take a question or two right now before we sit down. Thank you, guys. Let me see. People are liking. What was the last album played? What was the last album played off?
We just played Fleetwood Mac Rumors.
No, the one before Fleetwood. I think he wants to.
Aerial Boundaries, Michael Hedges.
Aerial Boundaries, in case those of you want to know.
This has been the sequence. We began with the Joran Armor Trading. We did a couple of tracks, Down to Zero and Help Yourself. And then we played Michael Hedges' Aerial Boundaries. And we played the title track, Aerial Boundaries. And the third track we've played, album, has been the Fleetwood Mac Dreams.
Okay.
And we're about to listen to
all right.
This album from audiophile label American Gramophone. It's a 45 RPM sampler. I really like this album. Just a bunch of little tracks from their catalog, and they sound really, really great.
Okay, so let's see if people are wanting to know anything else.
Yep.
And that we get going. Okay, people are asking for optical cartridges.
Oh,
course.
Gosh, yeah.
Okay, so guys, we're going to go with the next one,
We
okay?
didn't have any of those.
All right, so let's do the next one.
Okay, man.
And
here we go.
then the magic will begin. Again, hit the like button. Let's do this.
Okay, you can unmute.
All right. This song is killer, man.
I know.
This song is killer.
This has always sounded incredible. Have they said whether it's coming out okay with the music?
Yeah, oh good.
They said it's good?
Yeah, it's good. People are liking it.
Man, if the TECHDAS outperforms this, that's gonna be something. This is so good already.
Ooh, wow.
Wow.
Over here. The sound washes over my head completely.
The low end is like, comes up the chair.
Yes. Yep, the bass just crawls through your feet.
Wow.
Okay.
Excellent.
Okay, this was one of the most dynamic songs. It's a short song.
Yeah, it's just a little sampler.
It's a little sampler, but
You
it
can
has
get a whole
so
track.
much drive, so much speed and dynamics, impact, powerful cues. I feel that it definitely puts the system like to showcase its
Yeah.
strengths, the capabilities of dynamic
Yeah.
tones and the ups and downs that the presentation had in it. I again, so far, I just don't know how that Air Force 3 is going to do.
Let's find out.
Let's find out. Okay, so we are going to.
I'm gonna slowly start breaking this apart. And when I need your help, I'll ask you to help me move the table
Okay,
out
so
of the
then
way.
I'll take their questions while
Yeah,
you're
go
doing
ahead. Go for it.
Okay,
Yep.
guys, so
Okay.
I'm going to take your questions right now while Oz is doing his
Yep.
pure magic.
Yep.
And by the way, you can always talk on the mic if you want to
Yep.
give people more feedback as far as
Of
what
course,
you
if
might
they're
need.
asking you things, tell me, and I'll respond
So
from there.
he's going to start disassembling my Kronos at this time. And when he needs my help, we're going to move it from the top to the floor very carefully.
Yeah, carefully.
Don't panic.
Yeah.
Don't get nervous. Okay. We are improvising the whole process. Okay.
Yeah.
We do know that there is certain things we should not be doing, like perhaps moving the turntable in the fashion that we are going to move it. But we are going to be as careful as possible and as quick as possible
Yeah.
to make this a very interesting time in live stream with you guys. Ideally we would have to disassemble it or
Yeah.
put the right protection around it to be able to take it off the stand and set it on the floor. But you guys don't have a lot of time for that.
Yeah.
So we're going to do it very, very nicely and very slowly, set it on the floor, and then we're going to put the Air Force on top of the platform, and he's going to assemble that. And we're going to hear the Air Force first with the
Dynavector cartridge.
Which
Dynavector. The Dynavector DRT.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Dynavector
X1.
cartridge that it came with, which is about $6,000. We're going to listen to it like that, and then he's going to do the final swap, which is the MySonic Labs.
Correct.
He's going to replace it and put the same cartridge, so we can do that comparison as well. Okay, so